Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Final Fantasy V Career Day 2024 Spring Triplets Bingo Tournament. This match that we're about to watch today is between the 6 seed alraedris and the 3 seed onefreefitz. Both relative newcomers to Final Fantasy V Career Day. Fitz, in particular, got a nice, surprising, really good 3 seed from qualifiers. So I'm interested to see how he plays. And alraedris, I know, is really into bingo and even did some of his own personal bingo setups and stuff, which he submitted to the community. So I see that the bingo board has appeared on screen. We're still a couple minutes away from starting, but I want to just take a quick look at it. And, okay. Bingo board, I'll talk about it in a minute then. I guess it's not quite up for you guys. Anyway, this is the first match. It's best of 3 between these two to see who advances in the tournament. And that's going to be a triple bingo match, is what we're going to be keeping an eye on here. That means 3 bingo lines, and this is the community has come up with some of these bingo objectives. So it's not just killing bosses. There are some spots on the bingo board which will be killing bosses, but also sometimes you have to do extra stuff. And that's what's going to make it really interesting, I think. Yeah, that would be great if we could move to the bingo board. We'll get that on screen for everybody. Okay, so I was looking at this a little earlier, and that very first row across the top is pretty wild. Completing the Kelb Well quest is one of the things that takes a lot of work. You need to have the catch skill. You have to catch the Kanago frog outside of Kelb. You have to go and talk to the guy who wants the frog, and then he charges you money to give you the item. So that's a rough one. And then next to it, visit Mr. Cleo. Well, you need to know where he is. He's down underwater, so you need the sub key. And he's in World 3, so you need access to World 3 just south of Karnak. Checking all the hints. We're still just looking at the top row here. There's 15 hints in the game. You have to have the sub key to get down to the trench. To get those hints, you have to have the Mirage radar to enter Mirage and get those 2 hints. That's also quite a difficult one. And giving Alroy a soft requires void access. So 4 out of 5 of that bingo line are pretty rough. I would probably be focusing further down the bingo board. The other lines don't look too bad. Let's see. Talk to the NPC for Shinryu's weakness. I think that's the NPC that's in Moogle Village. If not, there's another one in Mirage Town. But I think that Mirage one gives Omega's weakness, unless I got those mixed up. Yeah. Oh, Shinryu is Moogle. Yeah, so Moogle suit required for that. Spawning in Kidu means that we just can't instant kill Greg 3. We have to hurt him, let Enkidu spawn, and then kill them both, which makes things a little bit more difficult. And yeah, you may have noticed, by the way, that our racers are running through Tycoon Castle right now. And I hope that we're not sort of spoiling what what bingo tiles are lit. But I guess we are. We have to work out the logistics of how we can reveal that on a delay in the future. Uh, so this race is on a delay. You guys are we're all gonna be a little bit spoiled about some of the bingo stuff that's happening. But we'll just enjoy the race anyway, see what the racers get here. As they do their looting, we've got Fitz going to the Castle Kuza, which I like that play fairly early, although I usually would do Submarine Key. There was a hint about Submarine Key. But I didn't see what, I think it's probably said what world it was in. Anyway, I like the idea of what alraedris is doing. Just, you start right next to Tycoon Castle. You might as well loot that first, and then go do some other looting elsewhere. Our restreamer is in my ear, said he's adjusting the sound. If you guys have any sound issues, he's working on it. Okay, I see a job. Oh, thanks for the reminder. It looks like we've got a ninja start, and also Rom reminded me that in this setting we start with all 4 tablets. So we have fully open world access. We can go into the void, we can go to world 3, anywhere we need to go that isn't locked by a key item is open. Well, there was a hint about the sub key, but I did not see where it was located. That was the Tycoon hint. If we watch closely, I don't think Fitz has done his Tycoon looting, so we might see that hint soon. Rom is going to try and work some magic on the fly here and capture one of the runner's bingo boards. That way we won't be spoiled on that. Oh, you can also see alraedris. He'll probably crop his face out soon enough, but yeah, this way we'll be at least up to date on one of the racers' boards. Library areas hold no keys of value is another hint. From a librarian, even. Okay, I remember this from the looking at the bingo board earlier, getting the lap dance and tool. Easy completion on that one. And yeah, there we go. Another easy one that I see on there that we may do at some point is getting kicked over the fence by the sheep in Istory. In fact, you may see that they've already done that. Okay, so now Fitz is looting Tycoon. Note that there's no tiering of any items on this setting, so early on shopping bridge areas are barren. Another hint from Zoc. Note that early on, you can find some really good loot because things are untiered, and you can also find some really good things in shops. The question really is, do you have the money? Did you grab enough free stuff and sell the stuff that you don't want so that you can buy what you think you're going to need? Submarine Key is World 2. That's what that hint was that I missed at the start. That's what I thought it was, but I wasn't 100% sure. Yeah, we've got some strong things already. I saw Hero Song picked up. I saw, as Lily is mentioning, Time Mage and Magic Sword Sticks available from Kuza. That's the highest level Magic Sword there is in the game, so you can do any Magic Sword you might find with that. As I mentioned, I think it was a Ninja start, but I also think that somebody had Black Mage, maybe, in their menu. We'll see soon enough once we start fighting bosses. It might have been Black Mage. I thought I saw Ninja, but it was so quick that I think we either have one or both of those two jobs. Oathraisers are doing some shopping in World 2, which is a little bit surprising to me, but everybody's got sort of their preferred shops that they like to visit. Let's see, we get another hint coming up here. Trench page, something about the trench page. It's in World 1. Looks like there's going to be some checking of more fits. Alraedris going to get the hint from Guido in the library here. A lot of preliminary stuff going on. Desert of Shifting Sands. I think they said it was Path to the Void. So Sandworm Desert. Required. I think I just saw Breakblade on Alraedris' side at the history shop, I think. Freelancer for sale. I might make a note of that and come back and get it later, since it's not the greatest thing to start with unless you're really desperate. Another hint here at the Moor Pub, Shrine Page World 1. And the Chicken Knife Brave Blade check. Fitz grabbed it. No, maybe he's getting a little lost down there. Hasn't quite grabbed it yet. Some sword magic. Alright. Personally, on this flag set, I don't really feel like it's that worth it to go grab the Chicken Knife Brave Blade thing. Yeah, there's no tiering, so it's just one thing, and it kind of takes a little while to get down there. Ooh, there's running shoes for sale. This is in Jakol. Definitely worth noting and coming back once you can afford at least one of those, if not more. Runner's definitely taking a good amount of time to get themselves some power. Get the things that they like. There's a Ragnarok for sale, but if you ask me, that's a little too expensive. Costs a lot of money to grab that. Okay, the black chocobo, check. Alright, let's see here. Isn't shopping... It definitely has a different style of... Oh, got kicked out of the beginner's shop by accident there. 11 minutes in and just now raiding this shop, okay. There's the goblin. There's the black mages that Lily saw. And there's a terrible bronze shield reward. That's right, getting kicked out of the beginner's house is a potential bingo square among the pool. It's just not one of the squares that is on our board today. But that is, sometimes it's can be an objective, which is kind of funny. Rom in my ear says he may have misinterpreted or misread the getting kicked over the fence in history hint. Mixed that up with getting kicked out of the beginners guild or whatever it's called there in Tool. That's quite possible. Those two bingo objectives could be pretty easily mixed up, especially if you've been doing a lot of practice. And the objectives sometimes start to run together on you if you do a bunch of practice runs and then you just see this one briefly before you start a race. There's that brake blade again on Fitz's side. Fitz is in history right now, so as long as he does the, if he gets kicked by the sheep here, he'll be good. There, he's just been kicked over, so he did complete that bingo tile, legitimately. Okay, we're about to see a fight in the Wind Shrine, first fight of the race. And it's Greg 4. I don't think he's on the board. He can actually be pretty difficult, but oh, we have Comet. That ought to take him out. Instead, trying to kill the punches and get the punch a boss to death objective completed. That's pretty rough. that comet at the start would have been the play, but now we have to wait until it comes back around, and I think the person who can cast it just died. Tried to punch, did not get the kill. But I think we're gonna get an ice win here any moment now. Wow, the frog with the critical hit gets the kill. I don't know if that counts as a punch. It might. I think it does. Yes, a frog punch. Punched the Greg 4 to death. And we get the adamantite at the Wind Shrine as a reward. The adamantite. I clicked it, but not seeing it show up on the feed. There it is. I assume our restreamer did that for us. Maybe the tracker that I'm looking at is not the right one. I have a different thing. It's quite extensive, the one that I'm looking at. Room 5. 393. Let's see if I can get to that. Alright, so getting Sildra, X-Magic, Carbuncle, that's some nice black magic spells as well at the Wind Shrine, and then we get the Sandworm Bait at the Canal. So both racers in the ship graveyard, well, canal into ship graveyard checks. alraedris just a little bit ahead, and Fitz will show us what we just saw from. alraedris got that break sword going with the chemist, building some ability points to learn the mix skill, I assume, soon. Yes, they both have the adamantite now. The adamantite was, well, yes, because it's at the wind shrine. They both have it, and in fact, they should now both have the sandworm bait as well. Okay, catastrophe goes down at the ship graveyard. No reward there. Alraedris heading straight to North Mountain from there. We've got some black mages holding swords. That's it's certainly a strong sword, so even though the black mage itself isn't strong, can do some decent physical damage with something like an enhancer. I think that was a dancer crystal there we just found. Decent finds in the ship graveyard there. Things like Dispel. Here we go. Oh, it's the goblins. Goblins replacing the final battle. They're pretty simple. Pre-X Death and Neo-X Death are not in this flag set. They get replaced by these random goblins. And that is not any sort of objective or anything this time to kill them. But let's see if we get a reward from that. Pyramid page. Okay, on North Mountain we get the pyramid page. Could be useful later. Meanwhile, Fitz has cleared the ship graveyard. I expect that he may be chasing alraedris for a little while here. Going up North Mountain next and repeating that. But maybe we'll see some shopping at Carwin first. Yes, that's what we're seeing. And alraedris goes to Waltz instead. Samurai job there. That's a pretty good one, although tends to cost a lot of money. Alraedris is going for that sandworm bait. 3,000 hit points here in the quicksand desert. I believe the hint said that this is Path to the Void, so this is going to give a item of some kind. It is the Chimera Brain. Can we beat him? Is ice good against him? I don't think so. I think it actually heals him. So we're gonna have to come up with something else. There we go. Break a Thunder Rod or two. That ought to do it. Eldra also strong. Shoat is a instant kill. Mini Blaze, not very threatening. There it goes. Let's see what we get here. Bunch of levels. Bracelet. Okay, bracelet at the desert. They say that's Path to the Void, so that means something in Exodus Castle will be required to open up, well, potentially open up progression. Of course, this is bingo, so once we get our 3 bingos, we're done. We don't have to complete the whole seed. That still could be a factor. Nice Aegis Shield find. Now, I know we had a hint that said that library areas are barren, but of course, still want to check the bosses, perhaps, there. So that's what alraedris is doing. It gets Wing Raptor. I don't recall Wing Raptor being on the board. Double checking it. Yeah, I don't see a Wing Raptor there. So this is probably not going to give us anything except some levels and some ability points. Ice 3 is looking nice. That's Sildra as well. Nice big magical damage. And there goes the Wing Raptor. And nothing of great value was achieved there. Fitz is going to go into Castle Waltz, has learned the mix command, has just equipped it, so now can take advantage of that perhaps in these upcoming boss fights. Mirage Radar World 1. I think that's what that hint says, yeah. Lots of stuff is in World 1. I would say that for this particular flag set, doing lots of World 1 checks, they tend to be pretty fast and pretty easy. You don't have to push into the later worlds. There's not a whole lot of incentive to do that, especially with the tiering. There's so many shops in World 1, but if all the shops are untiered, then you might as well just hang around quite a bit in World 1, get as many of these bingo objectives done as you can in the first world where things are sort of at their easiest. And here we have Koroboros. Want to do an AoE Ice 3 to soften them up, and then hopefully Sildra will be enough to... Oh yeah, didn't even need to do Sildra. The Ice 3 takes them all out. On alraedris' side, and then we're about to do the Shiva spot. Oh, Shiva at Shiva. This is vanilla. Is this even randomized? Okay, there was nothing at the meteor where alraedris just was, which was that was actually the Waltz meteor. Meanwhile, Fitz fighting Shiva at the Shiva location using Sildra, one summon against another. This ought to do quite good. Yeah, that's basically a one-shot right there. And I think we got the haste spell or something from that. Snowflake room there. No other reward though. Oh, the void spell. Thank you. I have a little bit of an issue with screen resolution. It's either that or be delayed, so I don't really have a choice. And now we've got alraedris taking on Shiva at the Shiva spot. Ooh, a nice Mirage vest from the Ribbon Girl. That's a nice find there. Haste 2 on alraedris is really nice. Let's see. Oh, I thought we were going to see a hint at Rugor, but not quite yet, I guess. Here we go. Flying Ronka holds steamship key. That could be useful. In fact, we do have the adamantite, so whenever we want to do that, we could go up in the air, try and get that steamship key, come back down, and do the steamship and Karnak escape double clear. Fitz is now visiting the Bal Castle Gate in World 2. Gonna do that check here. Getting everybody's rows arranged properly. I see we have a Ragnarok equipped, I think, up on alraedris' side. Nice strong sword for so early. That'll hit plenty hard. And he's gonna go to the Tycoon Meteor. Oh, this is a bingo objective here. We've got the Sergeant with his Karnak wolves, and the bingo is asking us to kill them. So we have to kill them before the Sergeant, otherwise they can escape, and that would sort of ruin the bingo objective. Sergeant, kill the animals, it says. Meanwhile, alraedris taking on Twin Tanya. Casting the ice spell did not get countered, so Sildra will finish it off. A Ocarate counter would have hurt, but I don't think it would have killed the whole team or anything, so either way, he was all set there. Let's see if there's a reward for Tycoon Meteor. Ooh, just a staff. That's about as bad as it gets. Twin Tanya, let me just double check to see if that's a boss on the board. I do not see Twin Tanya on the board, so was not required. It's still working on taking out these the wolves. There goes the last wolf. And you don't have to let Sergeant transform, but now that the wolves are gone, he tends to do that. He's going to talk quite a while about what a great bounty hunter he is, called Iron Claw, and then we can just break blade and kill him. So, there's a tile for... We got the anti-barrier at Val Castle. Now we have full access to Excess Castle, which we know is Path to the Void as well. Fighting the Hear You plant with ice, doing just enough damage to take out those flowers, which are very magic resistant. alraedris now is at another meteor. Clearing meteors early is always a good idea. They're really quick. And got a shrine page at the... Well, now, darn, which meteor is this? Is it Karnak? Yes, Karnak had the shrine page. Karnak meteor, I should say. For alraedris. Oh, now alraedris is going up into the air, going to chase that Lonka checks, and Necrophobia is up there, and I think he's on the bingo board. Is he? Could have sworn. Oh, I'm not seeing him. I must have been thinking of a different seed. Either way, though, this could lead to something good. I kind of think it will. It's nice to find Necro here. It's not too bad of a spot. The HP is high for World 1, but it's not really that high compared to some of the World 3 spots, or the Void or something where you could run into Necro, so we're going to be enjoying this as long as we don't punch with Black Mages. We should be in good shape. Stole a wall ring. Wow. Nice job there, Black Mage. Mugging and stealing wall rings. Okay, there go the barriers. Now Necro is weak to all elements, so more Sildras and more Ice 3s and things, and he'll be down soon. And it doesn't matter if he blinds us, because we're very magical. It's running right through the poison flowers, as I like to do, just tenting afterwards to get rid of that. We've already seen this fight here on North Mountain, so I'm not gonna pay too close attention to it, but we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, it's just goblins. The racers themselves barely have to pay attention to beat goblins. Okay, there goes Necro. Down on alraedris' side, he will be, we know that one of these Lonka checks is going to get something good. Let's see which one it is. One, if not both. It could be both. Steamship key, as advertised. There it is, in the front of Lonka. Once you have cleared the front of Lonka, it does take a little while to run through, especially if you're doing a lot of looting. I like this play. You want to just completely finish this whole check, front and back. The loot could be good, so even though it takes a little while to grab it, I like what alraedris is doing, at least grabbing some of the stuff that's on the way. It looks like he's going to go for the far out-of-the-way chest as well. Here we go, and it was a Wonder Rod, which is a pretty cool item. You don't often see it used, but you can break it infinitely to cast the reset spell in a fight. So if a fight isn't going the way that you had hoped, you can just try again using that rod. Welcome raiders from the main channel. Thanks for joining us for this Career Day Bingo Seed. alraedris versus onefreefitz. We're not too far into it, as you can see, so yeah, enjoy. Okay, some nice loot from the 5 chest rooms there. Gotta say, I thought Fitz would be done with killing goblins by now. It seems like he entered that fight quite a while ago. Are we trying to punch these to death or something? Is that the... Yeah, that seems to be what we're after. Okay. Killed that boss with punches, so... You get that tile, Fitz. Well done. It's a really good idea to beat an early boss, so now Fitz has just got the pyramid page. Really good idea to beat an early boss with punches, because there's no guarantee that you'll be able to punch for much damage even later in the game if you don't get the right jobs or abilities. So you might as well punch early, even though it's a little slow. Okay, we have Apocalypse at the back of Lonka. I do not see Apocalypse on the board. And I also don't see any objectives that would relate to him, so it's just going to be blasting him with ice magic. Possibly we could learn a spell from him, but apparently no one on our team was a multiple of 2, so we did not learn level 2 old. This spot here has, I want to say, I used to know it from memory, I'm going to have to do a quick check. 8,000 hit points. Not nearly as much as the front, really. So if you can clear the front, you can almost always clear the back. That's why it's nice to just do them both in sequence. And we get the Hear You call from that. Back of Lonka. So both Lonka checks had key items. Don't know if we will need that Hear You call or not, but it doesn't hurt to have it. It's an available check to us now. alraedris has done quite a bit of World 1 checks, but it looks like he's got a few more that he wants to do. Warping out of Lonka is probably a little faster, and yeah, we got to do that catapult check, probably into the Lonka meteor check. Which Wind Fox is here just in time to see his favorite sequence of checks. Down on Fitz's side, looks to me like he has accumulated a good amount of gold, just selling off the junk that he knows he will never be using. I see Aqua Rake, that can be nice against a Sandworm. Trench Page, World 1. I'm not sure if we saw that hint. Yes, Trench Page World 1, we did see that hint earlier, but just in case you missed it, especially for the people coming in later. Oh, we have Timmy on a boat. Timmy the turtle is weak to ice. Yeah, it's Trench Page World 1 was the hint. I saw it earlier, but it was perhaps our restreamer was busy doing other things when the other racer revealed it. There we go. Chimera Brain, we saw alraedris do this fight. We know that ice would be bad. Break Sword, great idea. That's exposing a vulnerability, and Shoat, even better. Okay, bracelet for Fitz. See. In my notes here, anti-barrier at Balcastle Gate looks like something that alraedris has not done yet, because he's pretty much been sticking to World 1 checks. I assume, though, once he goes to World 2, that'll be one of the very first checks that he does. And we are about to see another... Gonna do a little more looting first, and then we'll see another Timmy fight at the catapult. Okay, so alraedris is going into the steamship. This is the very sort of, I don't know what to call it, slow looting area. Not sure if he's going to go for everything. 2 out of 4 on the first floor, not bad. Uh-oh, now he's going back for more. So he's going to try and grab all this stuff. It's just hard to loot this ship quickly. Personally, I prefer looting the Karnak Escape, because the chests are sort of much more dense there. You can get through them a little more quickly, but you know, there's not any monster boxes here, whereas there are in the Escape, so there's a good chest. That one's sort of on the way, not too far out of our way. Ooh, it looks like Fitz picked up Meteo. I didn't even notice, but that's one-shotting Timmy even with his shell status. And there he goes. Anyway, alraedris fighting his way through the steamship is taking the alternate vent. Probably going to take multiple alternate vents and get all the loot in here. It's still early game, so we are doing quite a bit of looting. Gotta be careful about what direction you're going. This ship layout is very confusing, especially if you're trying to do it at high speed. We're gonna do the Bard check in Crescent, see what he might give us. I think that might have been a fire shield or something. Flame shield. Oh, it was an iron shield. Not as good as a fire shield. Nowhere near as good. Unfortunate. Ooh, there's a mass moon for sale. Pretty amazing item. I think we already have haste 2, so haste itself is not as great, but it doesn't hurt to have it. Alright, so alraedris is now going to get through this little puzzle done, and then it will be time to fight the steamship boss. And it is Carbuncle. This is really gonna hurt. Carbuncle zaps extremely hard. Now we have ways that we can instant kill him, but do we have any Phoenix Downs to... I think I see a few. We do have Phoenix Downs to get our people up. Zildra will hurt Carbuncle, but I don't think it's going to do enough to kill. Might have to get another one going. Yeah, a couple of them should do it. Or Bahamut. Okay, Fitz is now doing the Lonka checks that we saw alraedris do. See if he can get through those a little faster. Okay, Carbuncle goes down. Steamship is cleared, and we get Walls Tower Key. Interesting. That's a nice quick check. And then we go into the Karnak Escape. We are getting some of these monster in a box fights, but they're going to be over pretty quick. Taking a look at the bingo board here. I don't see a whole lot of things that we can do at the moment. If Galura appears, or if some of these other bosses appear, we can defeat them. But I don't see any sort of easy bingo objectives that are available. I'm sorry, other than boss kills is how I'll describe it for now. So it's pretty much just playing the seed, getting items, killing bosses, and hopefully getting to the point where we can do something special to get a bingo objective. Nice dark matter find in the Karnak Escape, though it's really good for mixing. Kill is Phoenix Down plus dark matter for death potion mix. Okay, Necro is done. Fitz has defeated him and is going to get the steamship key. As we saw earlier, there it is. But also going right into Lonka and probably going to complete both of the Lonka checks, as alraedris already did. This, I think, is the third monster in a box for alraedris, so that's the last one in the Karnak Escape. Ice 3 strong enough to just one-shot all of these fights, quick and easy. got a Yoichi bow out of it. I think we might. I think I saw a hunter for sale, if I'm remembering right, but I'm not sure if anyone actually bought the job earlier. We don't have like a gather X number of jobs tile on the bingo board this time, so it's not as important to select a certain number of jobs or anything. Oh, there's Califisteri. Let me see if she's on the board. I'm not seeing her. Nice. Oh yeah, there she is, Califisteri, 4th row and 5th column. Thank you to our restreamer for pointing that out to me. So that'll be a bingo tile, and a nice and easy one too, because she can be a little bit rough, but in this spot, there's only like 900 hit points, so it's a nice spot to find her. And let's see if we get a reward from this spot here as well. Big bridge key from the Karnak escape. Very nice. We've got quite a few key items that have been showing up in World 1, so we're going to be able to do quite a few further checks with those as well. We almost have our first bingo on the right-hand side of the board, as you can see there. All we're missing is to defeat Titan, so we'll be on the lookout for him. Little divergence in the point at the spot where you have Sergeant killing animals versus defeating Califisteri, but we know that both racers should be completing that quite soon. Completing both of those. They each have just one of those objectives done each. And there was a little shopping from that additional vendor that opens up after you do the Karnak escape as well. And now it's time for alraedris to start some World 2 checks. First going into Surgate Castle, probably some shopping he wants to do there. Oh, gonna be doing the looting in the hint as well. I get that librarian hint, which I already saw before, but we will we'll review it again. And the librarian says that libraries have no keys of value. I bet that was painful for her to admit. But one nice thing is that all the people that give us hints, they are telling the truth. Oh, Fitz gets to hear you call by completing the back part of Lonka Ruins. Yeah, bridge and libraries are barren. Let me see if I have any other... No, that's it for barren hints so far. We got that bridge key, we can ignore it. We actually got the shrine page too, and we can ignore that, although checking these spots when trying to complete our boss checks doesn't have anything to do with the hints. There's Hunter, and alraedris did buy it. So he may be using that with the Yoichi bow, or at least we'll have that available as an option. You know, going to a place like the shrine, even though we know that bridges are barren, the entrance to the shrine is one boss, and then there's another at the back. So if you blazed through, it's basically 2 quick boss checks if that's all you've got left. And even the big bridge is a pretty darn quick check, so if you wanted to, you could roll up to that fight, see if it was a boss that's on the bingo board, and if it's not, you could just reset out of it and save yourself a little time that way, I guess. Alright, let's see where we're gonna go next. Probably Walls Tower. Yeah, there we go. Meanwhile, Fitz is going through the steamship and Karnak escape, as we saw alraedris do just a couple minutes ago. This Walls Tower is very short. Oh, it looks like we're gonna do the full looting here. Oh, got some nice money out of climbing up that vine. Usually people skip that, but this is, again, early in the race, so that, oh, look at that, really paying off with the dark matter there, too. Even if you just sell dark matters, they sell for like 15 grand or something, so they're pretty valuable to find. Uh-oh, climbed one vine too many. That's the vine you don't want to climb. Very difficult when you're going fast to avoid climbing that middle vine. You come flying out the doorway and it's just right there, and the game auto climbs for you if you get too close to it. So I've done that many times as well myself. Here we go. The boss of Walls Tower is... oh, it's just the Tyrannosaurus. Don't think that's on the bingo board. You can do an instant kill with a Phoenix down, or you can try something else. You know, something that's on the board, which unfortunately I'm not sure if we have access to, but a nice thing to do is to kill a boss with Odin's True Edge, Slash, or X-Zone. Those all are instant kill of non-heavy enemies, and Tyrannosaurus is a non-heavy enemy, so if we had one of those, we could use that. As a reward, we get the trench page from the Walls Tower. I feel like when I was looking at the bingo board, there's some value in the trench page. Oh, well, certainly we need to get hints there. Let's see what else, if there's anything else on the bingo board that has to do with the trench. Well, just the hints for sure, but there's also other possibilities, of course, in terms of what bosses might be there. Always unfortunate if your Comet roll does not hit the Gigas hard enough to kill it, but certainly Ice 3 will hit it hard enough. Oh, hey, Titan. Titan is on the board. This is a boss that we definitely want to kill to get the bingo tile. And his Deathquake is going to hurt, but not enough to kill. So that is the Mirage Radar. Ooh, nice find. That I think was from the last meteor that we hadn't checked yet, which was the Blanca meteor. Yeah, so Titan and Mirage Radar. We need the radar to get all the hints. So technically, all the hints are unlocked for us in this seed, so we can do that bingo tile. It just is going to take a little while to get there. Oh, my bad. Thank you, Rom. Restreamer reminding me we need the sub key before we can do trench. We have trench page, but we still need sub key before we can go down to the trench and get those last 3 hints. So they're not quite all open to us quite yet. But certainly going to Mirage, the shopping there is not that high of a priority, but I'm sure there'll be something good there that we might want to buy. And in fact, alraedris has gone there immediately and is going to be doing some shopping. I hope he's got a good amount of money, because there's going to be lots of stuff available for sale here. We needed maiden kisses, so might as well buy some of those, and those don't cost much. Really nice to have. Meanwhile, Fitz is fighting these monster in a box encounters. I think this is probably the last one in the Karnak escape, so he's going to be out of there soon. We know that he's going to... oh. Something about Ifrit's Fire World 2, I think, was one of the hints. I actually missed the other, if anyone saw it. Give us a hand and... Our restreamer revealed it was a Walls Tower key hint, which we already have, or which we already saw. Fitz has the key. Actually, alraedris has the key too, so we should, because he cleared that tower already. I think we need to mark that on the tracker. But the more interesting hint for us is that Ifrit's Fire is in World 2. We don't really want to do the library because we know it's barren, but there's always a chance that it could have a boss there that we want. So if we find that fire, we can check there. It's just not necessarily a high priority check. Oh, didn't defeat the didn't outrace the guy in the alley. Always unfortunate. Oh, if alraedris is going to grab the black chocobo, it's a good chance it's gonna fly. I don't know. It's if you take this on a trip to say North Mountain, no, he's just gonna land it. Okay, yeah. North Mountain has 40,000 hit points. It's a pretty tough clear at this point. Instead, I think what he's gonna do is he's gonna think about something like Tool Pass, which is actually on the bingo board. Here we go. Boko will take us there. And Fitz has defeated Califisteri, so that is another bingo tile taken care of. That right-hand side, we've got one bingo already for alraedris. I'm pretty sure it's for alraedris. And Fitz looking to still find and kill Titan, which we know is at the Lonka Meteor. Here we go, down at the antline spot. This spot has 8,100 hit points, and it's a vanilla antline. Every time I prep for what are we gonna see here, it's come out vanilla. Second vanilla check I've seen so far tonight. Okay, shrine page for Fitz. Not all that useful, probably. We'll have to see, though, if we end up being forced to check that later. Oh no, the antline has taken out Ferris. Looks like Ferris is not going to get the... Well, there is no experience because antline's just going to escape, so it doesn't matter that Ferris died there. We just get the win, move on. Oh, I don't think that was a key item. I think that was a empty check. Although I couldn't read what it was. Artisan, maybe? Something with a P. And here we have Quintania. I hope this Meteo is strong enough to kill. Yeah, one shot. There we go. So the clear of Tool Pass gave alraedris that bingo tile, but he does not have the Sergeant Kill the Animals slot, which Fitz does have, so I'm going to be still looking for that for his second bingo. And actually, this spot is it. So all he's got to do is kill these wolves first, and that will be a bingo. That'll be 2 bingos for alraedris. Doing pretty well. Just over an hour and 4 minutes. 2 bingos. This is only triple bingo seed for those who came in late, so we're still kind of far away from getting a triple bingo, but once we get it, the race will be over. We will have a winner. It is in Walls Tower now. We know that Walls Tower gives the trench page, which might be valuable for getting that third bingo. Okay, alraedris has killed the animals, and now it's Iron Claw time. Gonna try to X-zone him. Got him. banished, or exiled, I should say, to the void. And the anti-barrier for alraedris. Now he can get in to Exdeath Castle and explore all that may be in there if he so desires. Fitz manages to avoid the troll vine, takes the other ones for some looting. Oh, float spell is nice. I didn't even notice that that was there before. Okay, Tyrannosaurus. Oh, missed. You know, the Phoenix down missing is always annoying. Gotta have a backup. How about the flare spell? There he goes. Lose that Phoenix down from your inventory too, even if it misses, so that's kind of annoying. Okay, so trench page for Fitz. I think that hint said that the Great Trench had the Moogle suit. Is that what that hint said? I think so. Oh, apparently the other racer already revealed that one, but I missed it. Moogle Village in this flag set does not seem very useful at all. The reason we would want to go to the trench is to get those hints, but first we need to find the subkey anyway, so we can't really worry about that yet. Here's the Kelger hint, which I had not seen yet. Pyramid page, World 1. Nothing too special there. I think we probably already, one of our racers probably already revealed that one too, but I just didn't notice it. Alright. There go the Ouroboros. Nothing special about them in terms of giving anything good for this particular seed. But it's nice to take them out. I think they were in their vanilla location too. Or maybe from a... yeah, I think so. Yep, vanilla Ouroboros as well. I think that's the third vanilla boss then that we've got in this seed. That's pretty rare that you get three vanilla bosses. Okay, this is the first visit that anyone I think has made to Hiryu Valley. It takes a little while to get through this, walk through this check. There is a decent amount of loot along the way. Alraedris, for example, grabbing the item at the vanilla bone mail spot. And the boss here also has like 11,500 hit points, I think, so it's a decent amount of experience. We're hoping, of course, that there's a boss here that we need to defeat. Okay, Fitz going against Titan. This is going to give him his bingo as long as he can defeat it. Just gotta survive the Deathquake here. And alraedris about to fight at the Hiryu plant location. Oh, a nice sword dance, but not with a nice weapon. That didn't do much. Crayclaw is not on the bingo board, so this is just a fight we're doing for experience. Oh, my bad. Thank you. Crayclaw is in that lower left-hand corner. I'm really bad at finding, at overlooking things on the bingo board, but Restreamer has got my back, so thank you, Rom. So that was a useful check, alraedris, as long as he can finish it off here. Gonna get another bingo spot. There it goes. And we get a cabin, so nothing, no key item or anything, but a bingo tile is a bingo tile. We'll take it. Looking at the board right now, let me see here. It's so hard for me to see it. I see two bingos for alraedris, and yeah, Minotauros is, if he could find that, that would end the seed. We're potentially on a one boss hunt here. Flying wrong the ruins, I think we already saw that hint. We've already cleared the ruins anyways, both racers. And Fitz is checking the Moogle waterway, which I think has not been checked yet. Fitz definitely in the lead at this point, being one tile away from winning with triple bingo qualifies as being in the lead, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Charles isn't buried deep in the seed somewhere. We still might be a little ways away from a finish. We have Odin down here. 5,000 hit points isn't too bad, but we do need to kill him before he does True Edge because he has a chance to wipe our whole team. So a couple flares or something will do it. It's actually going for a double flare with X magic just to be sure. And that's plenty of damage. Okay, so both races are actually in the same place here. Moogle Waterway about to do this fight. It's almost simultaneous Odin fight. As one ends, the other begins. And we get Ifrit's Fire, which was hinted as being in World 2. Not sure if anyone will chase it or not. It might be a good idea to chase it if you're just looking for those two bosses, because if you're looking for Minnow and you can find him in the library, well, he won't have that many hit points, and then if you're alraedris, you're done with the seed. Yes, but if you're on a boss hunt and you're just looking for one boss to complete the bingo board, that boss could be in a barren area, even though the library is barren. Anyway, that's, yeah, Ifrit's Fire for Fitz, and Ifrit's Fire now for alraedris as well. Tough decision for alraedris where to go next, perhaps. No, Rom is not speaking. He's only speaking in my ear when I make mistakes. He can't commentate because it's the middle of the night where he's at and people are sleeping. I'll pass his words of wisdom along to you guys, though. Okay, alraedris headed for the Ziza fleet, while Fitz checking out the big bridge. This is Marigine. Pretty sure she's not on the board, and we know that this area is barren as well, so not that useful. In fact, Fitz has reset out of the fight to save some time. This Ziza check takes a little while because it forces you to go to sleep downstairs, then you gotta come back upstairs, and then you gotta fight a gobbledygook before you can fight the boss. But alraedris is just about to do that. And then we'll see what boss is here. After you've put this much time in, I feel like you might as well defeat whatever this boss is too. It's not like we know this is barren or anything. What do we got here? Greg 3. Oh, wait a minute. This is another vanilla boss. Greg 3 on the boat. Vanilla. We have to get the... we have to weaken Greg so that Enkidu shows up to help him, and then we can get a bingo tile out of this fight. Yeah, there's tons of vanilla in this seed. Very surprising. Enjoy the music, everyone. By the way, Enkidu showing up can make this fight a little difficult depending on what your what you have available to you. And Kidu's not heavy, so you could try to X-zone him away once he appears. There he is. Or maybe alraedris has another method of taking him out. Oh, the white wind heal. A little bit sad. Okay, looks like we got some direct damage. Also, we have Bahamut for big AoE damage. As long as you don't get vampired by a weak Enkidu, this fight should be over pretty soon. He can really hurt when he does that. Fitz is going to hear you, Valley, and we know that that's gonna be. I think that's where the Crit Claw is. So yeah, he'll be getting an important tile soon. All right, Enkidu gone. That's just Greg himself. Greg 3, I should say. And got him. So there's another tile for alraedris. Also, I think I forgot to mention that when he X-zoned one of the bosses earlier, that completed the other bingo tile. It was Odin, True Edge, Slash, or X-zone. And alraedris did it with X-zone. So that was a nice play to get that bingo tile. I think I've neglected to mention it at that time. Trying to remember which boss it was that he killed with that, but I've forgotten. Oh, alraedris taking the Hear You over to the big bridge because that was a fun flight. It's too bad we don't get to hear more of that music because the Hear You music is one of my favorites. We know what's here, we know it's Marigine, and we know it's Baron, so this is actually the fight that Fitz reset out of. I'm not sure if alraedris will bother to reset or just quickly get this kill and move on. I think Ice is a bad play though, because she starts out weak to fire. Yeah, so Ice is healing there. Gonna have to try and switch to something else, and actually, since we don't have fire, things could get a little difficult here. Okay, so Fitz has cleared the Cray Claw spot, got that bingo tile. Both racers definitely looking for Minotauros. And then they're looking for other bingos that are a little bit further away from actually being cleared. You know, we've got like two of the lower left diagonal done. So we're looking for Bahamut, but then of course we need Love Song. We're looking for Gilgamesh 1, which is an easy win if we can just find him. All we have to do is defeat him. alraedris would be happy to see Galura, would be happy to get the sub key so he could visit Mr. Cleo or go to the trench or both. Okay, well, non-elemental Bahamut damage kills Marigine. We know that we're not going to get anything special there. But that's some experience for you. Maybe it's time to go into Exdeath Castle. I wonder if that's where we'll go next. It's going to the fleet fight. Has not done the X-Zone play. Not sure if Fitz has X-Zone, but you can do that to Enkidu if you have it available to you. We'll see what happens here. One way or another, Fitz is probably going to get at least one bingo tile checked off here if he can manage to defeat both Greg 3 and Enkidu together. Alraedris just checked that hint that we already saw. Shrine page World 1. Not that important. Everybody already has the shrine page, so we don't really care about that. But he is going into Exdeath's Castle, which is what I thought he might do. Ice 3 has really been the bread and butter of this seed, doing most of the damage most of the time for both racers, I would say. Black Mage start and an early Ice 3 spell's been sort of one of the strongest things. The Golem fight, let me see if this is on the board. I don't think so, but... no, don't see anything about Golem here, so this is just sort of a free fight. If you don't have Golem, you wanna leave him alive. If you do have Golem, you wanna kill him because you get more experience from the fight. If you actually kill him, it looks like alraedris wants Golem because he probably doesn't have that summon yet. I don't remember seeing anybody pick it up yet. Wow, good observation, Lily. I did not realize that Fitz had the Assassin Dagger on someone. But you're right. If Greg 3 dies to an Assassin Dagger death proc before Kidu shows up, then you miss out on that bingo tile. But it did show up, so I believe this is all good in terms of getting the bingo tile. Nothing down in the Exdeath Castle basement in terms, no key item reward. I don't think there was any reward from the fleet either. We've seen both racers do it, and I don't remember there being anything required or any key item there. Be wrong though. Alraedris back to the library. Like I mentioned before, this is a possibility if you're on a boss hunt. He might just be using it for the heal. Is he gonna go and fight some bosses too? He is. These should be 2 quick boss checks. Obviously he's looking for Minotauros to try and end the seed right here, but we'll see. We'll see what he finds. Oh, it looks like he may have already gone in here and checked the first spot. I don't even remember that. Yeah, I hope that alraedris realizes he has the bracelet so he can go up in Exdeath's Castle. He just sort of noped out after doing the basement because maybe he thought this would be 2 faster checks than doing 2 checks in Exdeath's Castle. So if Minotauros is not here, he'll probably go back to Exdeath's Castle, is my guess. And speaking of library check, both have the Ifrit's Fire, both going for it. Omniscient, I don't remember him being on the board, but let me just check one more time to be sure. Don't see anything of Omniscient on the board. You can just sort of Sildra him away real quick. He's weak to wind. If you have that wind, which at least one of our racers has Sildra. And there's Wing Raptor. I do remember vaguely remember seeing Wing Raptor earlier. So Fitz doing the, there's the brace. Wait a minute. That didn't say bracelet, did it? Wing Raptor gave something else. I just can't read the, I can't read the screen sometimes. Thank you, Restreamer, agreeing with me that, yes, library really is barren, just like the hint said. Oh, got an Espera. Was that Odin? Odin is a pretty nice find, even though we didn't get any sort of bingo thing out of it. Having Odin will, well, alraedris has already sort of taken advantage of the bingo tile that involved Odin, but just for killing bosses. As we go through the seed, Odin can be really helpful. Excuse me, can be really helpful. So, we're now going up Extes Castle. There are 2 checks here, and then you have the option of fighting Castle Exdeath in hopes of getting a key item that you haven't found yet. And that actually paid out in another seed that I was commentating earlier. It gave a key item that we needed, and we never even found where the vanilla location of that item was. So in a way, you can sort of skip finding a key item that you might want. Of course, what we would be looking for here would probably be something like the sub key. Sub key opens up so much, I can't imagine anything would be better than it at this point. It's possible, of course, that the branch or the waterfall page or something could be decent, but... Ooh, Restreamer says that sub key was hinted in World 2. Let me see if I have any... Yes, that's the very first hint from the Tycoon Chancellor. Sub keys in World 2. We also got a hint that said Extes Castle... I want to say it was Path to the Void. So, although I don't see that listed on my hint list, just warned there was something good about Extes Castle. Maybe not. I'll just have to wait and see on that one. Anyway, Abductor, usually an easy kill because you can instant kill it. In this spot, I assume we're doing either, yeah, the 15,000 hit point spot, so he didn't last too long. Oh, or it could have been a, yeah, it was a mistake in the roulette room. Okay, that makes sense now. It's not easy to hit the timing on those, that moving bridge all the time. Okay, so there we have Vanilla Antlion, which we saw before. Fitz is gonna have to deal with that. And alraedris has decided not going to try and hit the timing for that last chest. It's time to move on, and you know, we've done a lot of looting up to this point. This starts to be the point in the seed where maybe you taper off some of your looting if a chest is troublesome or too far out of the way, you tend to start skipping them. So I'm all in favor of that. Already Antlion has escaped. Fitz's fight is over, and that is a bingo tile cleared for Fitz. So it looks like we're looking at double bingo for both racers, and Minotauros for either one. Defeating Minotauros would be the triple bingo win for either one. But alraedris with the slight edge, one extra bingo tile complete, because who the heck knows where Minnow might be. No one knows. That's the answer. It's gonna. He might be. He might really be hiding. Oh, alraedris is trying to find his way. Oh, we got some hints here. We already saw those hints. Fitz is shopping Mirage, which alraedris did a while ago. Meanwhile, we were about to fight the Carbuncle location, and we get gargoyles. I don't think they're on the board. Anything cool with gargoyles on the board here? No. But they might give a key item, so it's definitely worth fighting them. And looks like alraedris reset out of that because it wasn't going well. He's gonna try the Greg 4 spot instead. This has 30,000 hit points. It would be really nice if we could get an instant kill against... Ah, Bahamut. Hello, Bahamut. Now, if we have the love song, we can use that on him, and Bahamut is coded. I think alraedris just reset so that he can set up Love Song, make sure that somebody's got Sing, and he can get a bingo tile out of this. Also, as I was saying, Bahamut is coded to be unable to resist the Love Song, and he's heavy, so you can't lock him down for too long, but if you have multiple singers, you can mostly lock him down while you kill him. So that's probably something like the strategy that alraedris wants to use, is to try and sing Love Song against Bahamut. Okay, right there he's completed the bingo tile, but we probably want to kill the boss too. Good awareness by alraedris that he had hit upon a bingo boss and needed to do something special to him, so it's going well. Meanwhile, Fitz is taking on Gogo at the North Mountain World 3 spot. A little bit of a surprising check. This is a free win, but it's also really slow because it takes a couple minutes before Gogo... He's got to talk, and then he's got to wait a bunch of turns before he leaves. And so Fitz said, well, Gogo's not on the board. I'm going to take the risk because the seed, could end very soon if we just find one boss, and this is not the boss I'm looking for. So he noped out against Gogo, and instead is going into Exteth's castle. So we've got both racers in the same location, with alraedris, ahead on checks here. Question from the chat, had Odin been checked yet? If we're talking about the Odin location, no, it has not been checked. But that is a nice, fairly quick World 3 check that we should probably do sooner. Basically as soon as we get out of this castle would probably be a good idea. Go for that location, yeah. This Bahamut fight can take a little while. 30,000 hit points, no quick and easy way to kill him. One Love Song singer helps, but Bahamut is going to get his turns. And, can he use Mega Flare here? Don't know for sure. I kind of think it might still be regular Flare, but I could be wrong. If he Mega Flares us and we don't have Reflect up, we will die. So hopefully that won't happen. Bahamut is scary like that. If the strongest spell he can do is just single target Flare, well, we can recover from that, so it's not that big of a deal. Fitz had to fight Golem as a back attack, which could have made it a little harder, but since we're using a lot of magic, I don't think it was too much of a problem. Oh yeah, Bahamut has lots of other attacks too. It's not just his final or low HP attack that can mess with you. Lots and lots of things can mess with you. But alraedris has defeated him. And got a bunch of experience there, which is nice. Got the Falls page. Oh. The item could be useful. I have not seen any hints saying that Falls is Path to the Void or anything like that. So it could be technically still possible, but I don't think so. Well, at least as far as we know, it's not required. When we get those, either we'll discover it blindly or we'll discover it from trench hints or something. There was a hint. There's two hints at Mirage, and I think one of them was meaningless, and the other one was something we already. Well, it was Ifrit's Fire World 2 or something. And I'll go over the World 1 hints that I saw. Tycoon Chancellor was sub-key in World 2. Pretty sure we already went over that. Zoc hint was that bridge areas were barren. I think we went over that. Guido in the library said Sandworm Desert was Path to the Void. That might have been something that we missed. And also Waltz Castle Scholar said Mirage Radar World 1. And then the Karnak Scholar said Trench Page was in World 1. Ooh, there's the sub-key. alraedris gets the sub-key in Exdeath's Castle. Exdeath Castle having quite a few key items here. Alright, well that opens up that trench check for us, so we can do checking every single hint in the game if we care to. It's not in a great position on the bingo board, but it is available to us. It also opens up Mr. Cleo visit, because that requires the sub as well. Instead, though, alraedris is going to the pyramid, which I don't think has really been hinted, but it could have boss or something good that we need. Arcuavis I don't think is who we're necessarily looking for, but that doesn't mean that oh, so he's resetting out of that. Okay, doing these gates, what I call gate checks, basically the tablet areas all have a fight right at the start, and so if you're boss hunting, Galura, for example, is on the bingo board, so that's a really nice find by alraedris, because this is going to give him a bingo tile. And then he's one away from completing the seed by doing the Kelb Well quest, which we talked about being a really sort of annoying thing, but if it's the last tile that you need for a win, and if you have the catch ability, you can win the seed by doing that particular thing, which might be something that he's after. I'm not sure if anyone has catch, though. alraedris is in go mode if he has the catch ability. I do not know if he has the catch ability, because you can't... Oh, Rom is pointing out to me that alraedris is in go mode. He can use the sub key. You know what, though? Are you sure he has the sub key? Yeah, he does have it. Yeah, he just got the sub key. Yeah, so he could go visit Mr. Cleo. I hope that this is not a it could be a knowledge gap. Not everyone knows where Mr. Cleo is. It's possible that he doesn't know how to complete that particular bingo, although I would have hoped they would have asked about it before the start of the seed. He might just be overlooking that he can finish the seed. Oh, he's re-fighting Galura. He must not have saved after he got the kill, so he's going to have to do it again. Oh, and he's also already done X-Zone, so he didn't need to kill it that way, but it was a nice quick way to do it. I guess his reset, he felt it killed his bingo, and I guess technically it did, so he had to go back and redo it. But let's see if he goes for Mr. Cleo or not now. In terms of Mr. Cleo, though, Fitz is about to visit. This guy just tells you your stats, so you talk to him, he will display a stat screen. It's pretty much meaningless, and you get a bingo tile out of it. All done. Yeah, I hope that alraedris knows about how to do Mr. Cleo and isn't just unable to do that, because he absolutely has his third bingo available to him if he can just do that check. It's not even a check, just do that thing. Yeah, Kelb Well quest is another possible bingo. It's just a little bit slower, but alraedris also has that available, and it looks like he is trying to get the Konago fight and catch the frog. He's mostly in the right place. There's, I want to say maybe north of town has the frogs more often, but they're still pretty common south of town too. There's one. The question is, does he have the abilities? He must. If he's got catch. But do you have a way to weaken the frog so that he's in catchable HP range? Usually you use something like the quarter spell for that. Oh, accidentally killed the frog. This is not as easy as it looks. We were talking about this at the very beginning, before a lot of people maybe even showed up to watch the seed, that this is a tough tile to get without just the right set of skills and spells or abilities and such. On Fitz's side, fighting Sandworm, I feel like there was a Sandworm objective, if I can find it. No, I don't see it. So Sandworm is kind of an annoying fight, but probably get through it soon enough. Yeah, the frogs will run away when they're weak, so you need to set up your turns so that you can capture immediately after you weaken it, or you have to do something like put it to sleep or cast stop on it or something so that it can't run away after you've weakened it. It can be quite tricky. Unfortunately, of course, we're dependent on random encounter RNG to get us a frog fight to begin with. There's another one. I would definitely be looking at time spells. He's going to scan it to determine its HP. 1000 HP makes the math really nice. You need to get it down to 1/8 hit points, which would be 125, or I guess 1 hit point below that, before it becomes catchable. But do we have like any time spells that we can incrementally reduce the frog's HP with? I'm not seeing them. And do we have anything like a sleep spell where we can put the frog to sleep so it can't run away? It looks like alraedris is going to try and do this with damage spells and attacks, which is a little rough. Okay, so hard for me to see. I guess that's a black mage. It kind of looked like a time mage. But yeah, not using those time spells. Yep, he's really relied a lot on black magic in the seed, so here we go, some more black magic. Oh yeah, there's the time ability available, but not using any of those spells. Oh, the frog got away again. Yep, this is tough. He's getting there, though. I have faith that he will figure it out. He'll get that darn frog. It's actually one of the tougher things to do if you're just playing vanilla, too. If you're not familiar with how the frog mechanics work, it can be quite frustrating before you actually manage to catch him. And by the way, I think in order to complete that quest, I did talk about this earlier, you have to pay that guy a bunch of money. So you need to have some money in your inventory as well. I think he charges 10 or 15,000. Yeah, okay, so Rom in the chat is saying it costs 10,000 to yeah, he really is a demanding wizard. Meanwhile, Fitz is down here in the trench. I believe that he has checked all the hints because he went to the 3 dwarves in the trench and talked to all of them to get their hints. Unfortunately, I missed what those hints were. I don't know if one of them was helpful or not, but it was helpful in the sense that we've completed a bingo square. It doesn't help Fitz all that much. I mean, he's visited Mr. Cleo, he's gotten the hints, but as we talked about earlier, that top row is just really annoying. The alraedris means you have to go pretty deep into the void just to give him a soft. And of course, the Kelbwell quest is part of that too, so it's not the preferred line that you want to go after, it just happens to be the one that is starting to develop for Fitz right now. Instead, I think that alraedris is going to get this. He's eventually going to catch this darn frog, and that's going to get him the win for the seed. We'll have to talk to him if he's available after the seed about Mr. Cleo and see if he just didn't notice it or if he didn't know how to do it. And, you know, we want everybody to know, for the most part, what they're doing, just so they don't get stuck on an imminent bingo win but miss out on it. Certainly there are a number of somewhat obscure... Oh, there's the catch! That is it. That is... Wait a minute, you have to complete the quest. So you do have to talk to the wizard, you have to give him the frog, and you have to pay him the money. But alraedris should... Yeah, gotta turn your encounters off. Should be done here in a matter of seconds. Wizard guy, where are you? Oh, there he's in the well. You have to rouse him from the well. Give him the frog. And the monk crystal is the reward, but that is bingo. Get out your GGs in chat for alraedris. That is he's our winner. And official time, looks like nobody clicked stop on the race room, so I don't know exactly what the official time is. We'll try and figure that out. On screen it says 1:46. (1:46:32), our restreamer tells me, is the official time. Thank you, Rom. And congrats to alraedris on an exciting triple bingo win. And I heard a ding in my ear. alraedris, have you joined us?
Hello.
Congrats to you. That was a heck of a finish. Give us your thoughts on catching that darn frog.
I hate catching that darn frog. That's the crux of it. But you know, it was a fun seed despite the vanilla nature of it.
Yes. Oh gosh, I think we counted at least 4 vanilla checks.
Shiva was vanilla, Ouroboros was vanilla. Those were the two that struck, like, because they were like back to back for me. Because I did
Antlion was vanilla,
yep.
And another one too, which I've forgotten, but yeah.
I was really happy with my luck in what was it? Doing ball abductor check in the order I did after finding Mirage Radar, because I had the X zone for that. It was really nice. It was a really interesting seed. I had a lot of fun.
That's great. You did definitely get that X zone kill bingo tile much earlier than Fitz did. So that was some, as you said, fortunate routing. I have to ask, there was another tile that you could have done that would have gotten you an even earlier win. Did you notice Mr. Cleo, and do you know how that works?
No. I did not notice that, nor do I know how it works, so...
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. Cleo is one of those very hidden things, and when you have the sub key, you go to World 3 in the ocean just south of Karnak. He's got a hidden cave. It's not even marked on the map. And he tells you stats, like how many chests you opened or something, and like how much experience your team has gotten. But basically, at the point that you got the sub key, I think that was the quickest go mode available to you. I didn't notice, but our tracker noticed.
I had
that it was there.
It required the Galura find, I think, and that's why I wasn't too observant of it. But like going into that, I said, at that point, I looked at it and I'm like, once I found Bahamut in Excess Castle, I'm like, okay, great, got my love song. That puts Gilgo, or Greg 1, Minotauros, Kelwell, or once Galura showed up, like all of those were options. So it was a really, there we go. Found him.
Yeah. Well, nice job also on the love song on Bahamut. You'd recognize that was, center square. You quickly reset out of the fight, and you actually had the love song in your back pocket, and it served you well during, what is kind of a difficult fight too. So yeah, all well done all around. I would say uh, the only the only thing that was a little bit tense was like, oh, does he know how to do Cleo? Does he know, or did he just not notice it? It's always good to, as I know you did at the start of the seed, asked a question about one of the
The
tiles. It's always
Shinryu.
good to talk about the board, talk about the bingo board, make sure everybody knows how to do everything before you begin the seed.
So NPC is in Dwarf Cave in Trench, right? Or where is
Are you
it?
talking about? Are you talking
Um,
about the hint guys? Or are you talking about Mr. Cleo?
well, so Mr. Cleo, now I know where that is, but R2C3, talk to the NPC for Shinryu's weakness.
Oh, that one is in Moogle Village. Would require the Moogle suit. It's the guy. It's the Moogle in the house that has a bunch of chests.
Oh, okay. Yes, I saw that hint.
And okay, yeah, Moogle suit was in the trench apparently because Fitz is continuing to, or was continuing to play that and went to the trench and did some of those hints. Got all the hints in the seed by going to trench. And speaking of Fitz, I think that he has joined us. Is that you, Fitz?
Yes, well, hello, hello.
GG's, Fitz.
Yeah, GG's. I wish I could sing, or at least someone in my party could. That would have been.
So
I want to know where the sing was, or where the
So-
Bard Crystal was.
So Bard and Love Song, I think, were in Mirage Radar in Mirage. I think that's
I
where it
didn't
was.
look everywhere in there because I was like,
I'm just trying to remember.
I'd given up.
Was it there? Because Love Song was in Mirage for sure, and I was gonna say that Dries, that going there, finding that was really, really necessary for that square.
Yeah,
And
for
then-
sure. I didn't notice it at the time. There's so much going on, especially when people are shopping really fast. It's hard for me to follow it all. So your memory is going to be better than mine on that. But great find, like shopping Mirage for those and keeping like the bingo tiles in mind as you look at a bunch of different shops.
Yeah.
Gives you sometimes the chance to complete a bingo with something sort of a little bit obscure like that. So yeah, really nice find. I mean, when you hit Bahamut, I had no idea whether you had the ability to sing or love song, but you knew because you reset immediately and then you did it. And that was great awareness. Fitz, I didn't know where it was either. And
But,
I was watching.
Yeah, and I definitely felt like, maybe I was a bit slow out of the gate, but I definitely found the alternative path, which was once I got that sub key and started pursuing some of the stuff around that, and then I had to like learn on the fly which NPC I needed to talk to get the weakness square. And I was glad I looked up Mr. Cleat like ahead of time, so I knew where to go for that one. So I saw the alternative line. I did regret not buying the Samurai Crystal when I saw it because I couldn't remember. I didn't write it down, and I couldn't remember where it was. So I was pretty late getting that like boss kill.
Been in like most likely Trench. Because I just went back to Mirage, and so Bard is in Mirage, and I think I picked up Love Song, like I think Hiryu Valley, Hiryu Plant, Hiryu Valley, World 2. I just remember seeing Love Song and being like, okay, I saw it, and then Bard showing up in Mirage was absolutely on that.
It is always a good idea to keep the the center square in mind, because it just has more bingo opportunities, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So that becomes like a really important square. But yeah, kudos to you, Fitz, on the alternative finds, because we talked at the beginning of the race. You guys had already begun, but as I was giving the intro, I was like, that row 1 is brutal. The Kelp Well quest, visiting Mr. Cleo, which is an obscure thing, getting every single hint in the game, and you did some of those. It just happened to be sort of like an unlucky line to try and go for, because I mean, to give the alraedris the soft, you have to go into the void
Yeah.
and fight your way to him, you know. So it was just if it had been a friendlier line, it might have helped you out more, but that particular line is really rough. But you did it, and actually alraedris had the win sitting there waiting for him, but was not sure how to do Mr. Cleo, and or didn't realize that was bingo, and so he did the Kelb Well quest for the win instead, which was entertaining for all of us to see.
Yeah, that was one I was on the lookout for the pieces, but I didn't have the job and I didn't get. I feel like I passed on maybe catch when I saw it initially because I was trying to go fast, but yeah, I had a fun
you
time.
happen
Bingo
to
is interesting, and I have to learn a lot of the kind of cards right before the race because some of them are just not things I would normally do, and I do look forward to the boss bingo upcoming
Yeah.
next match because I think I did better in the like qualifiers between these two because of some of this. Like, I'm on the wiki, I'm on like I'm on the Caves of Narsh looking up some information about where is that guy again? Oh, it's the prison dude. Or what was the well again? Oh yeah, I gotta catch a frog.
yeah, the whole
Versus
sort
just
of
all
intent of
bosses, there's
bingo
just
is to
kind of go.
yeah
It's
is to get people doing things they don't normally do. But I understand it's not what you want to do every single time. That's why we mix it up, and it'll be straight 5-line boss bingo the next time you guys go at it.
and there is a weird meta that comes with bingo where it's like, I've just observed my opponent do this. Where could they have gone that could have triggered it? And it, like, you can out metagame yourself. Like when I saw he got the Sergeant kill, I was almost done or halfway done with World 1, and I'm like, where is this? And then I said, okay, there's one of two places it's at. Either he did Tyrosaur early, or he did Abductor. And when Abductor showed up and I had X Zone, I was able to tag both of those off. Fritz, did you find the Elder Branch?
I don't
Entrenched
think
specifically?
so.
I don't see Elder Branch marked on either of your trackers that we were going for. So yeah.
I'm going to do on my side at some point. I want to see if Minotauros is vanilla on Fork Tower, just because I have a history with atrocious things showing up in Fork Tower for necessities. Yes, thank God, but I mentally prepared that Minotauros was there. I'm really curious because that sat and stared at me for almost an hour.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long, but Minnow was definitely the winning tile if you could have found him
Yeah.
for quite a while. Yeah.
And at the end
But
there,
what
I
you were
was dipping gargoyles, just like, I'm gonna go in, see if it's Minotauros, and reset. Minotauros, reset.
Mhm. Yep, when you're looking for just one boss, or at least one boss that's on the board, it's a good idea to do what those like World 3 gate checks, the
Yeah.
tablet area gates. Yeah. That was a good play. And also what you said about the meta gaming. it's different than when you're practicing on your own because you don't have an opponent that is filling out stuff and doing different things than you are. So there's some, yeah, there's some learning on the fly. You can try to metagame, but it may or may not work out for you. That makes it quite interesting. I hope it was fun. I had fun
Yeah,
watching.
definitely. I can understand the temptation, and especially of where you have people that have raced against each other multiple times. I'm still pretty new, and so I don't think I have a pattern yet. I kind of just like try stuff and see like how that route works versus like going in like a different direction. And I also was kind of like I was more keeping an eye on my opponent's squares just to get a sense of like, am I behind? Do I need to really start like skipping
Gambling.
chess and stop trying to like pull? Yeah, and like I was contemplating just like a void dive and going like hard after like, all right, well, let's go give this guy a soft, and maybe I hit like Minotauros or Greg 1 like along the way, like who knows, right? Like, and maybe after this I'll go see who was there to see if that would have been the right call.
It's tempting to explore more, and certainly if things are looking bad for you at a given point, you might say, "I've got to change things up. Time to dive the void." It didn't happen this race, but it could happen in one of our other upcoming races or one of your races between you two. I don't have it in front of me. Have you guys scheduled your next race?
I think we still have to decide that.
Okay.
Yeah. So nothing
No
on the
worries
docket
there.
yet.
I think the other scheduled races are actually the ones that I'm involved with. Seawolf and I, maybe Thursday and Friday evening, something like that. And it probably will be on the Final Fantasy Randomizer channel, unless it's booked up. Any last thoughts that either of you would like to give out before we close this out?
Go ahead.
Like,
Fritz.
go ahead. I'll go. I had a blast. Bingo's fun. Learning this randomizer has been a lot of fun, and I just look forward to playing it more.
And for me, I've been in the rando community for nearly a decade, and the rando I come back to every single time is career day. It is so much fun. It has such a fluid pace to it. It is one of the most enjoyable randos out there. I love playing it. Even if I'm not great at it, there are times where I'm like, I am just trash. I do not remember half of this, but it is always the rando I come back to. I love it beyond belief. I love the community. So I'm so glad that these tournaments get to go on. I'm glad we get to do bingo. It's so much fun. So
It's great. Thank you both for entertaining us and for your positivity. And we will be following closely. Hope to see your next match once it gets scheduled. I want to give a shout out to the Final Fantasy Randomizer channel for hosting us. And big shout out to Romstein for yet again doing a restream in the middle of the night. And being in my ear, correcting my mistakes. He also pretty much did all the tracking. And feel free to jump in and say something if you want, Rom. I'll let you close things out as you like to do sometimes.
May I go to sleep, please?
you can go sleep.
Please do go to sleep. But yeah, Rom is our restream hero. We got to get some other people on the restream. I know Karma said he can do it, but he hasn't done any yet.
Well, other people will have the occasion because we do have a few matches scheduled. As you mentioned, there are your 2 matches happening on Friday night and Saturday night. So yeah, definitely. Anyway, thanks everyone
I think
for
it's-
watching. Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to say, if it's Eastern time, I think it's like Saturday morning-ish. But for you, it will be nighttime, Ron.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Go on.
Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to the Final Fantasy Randomizer channels for allowing us to broadcast our tournament here. And we will see you next time. Goodbye everyone and good night. Alright, we are offline.